Mr. President, you have children, you have a daughter, you have grandchildren. We're approaching 1 year from you having a very narrow escape from death. Do you think all of this in any way gives you a unique perspective on what's happening here and what people are experiencing here in Texas?
Well, I went through a lot. It was a crazy time, very surreal, actually. If you want to know the truth, I've got this massive crowd of people, and all of a sudden you hear and you feel something that's very unusual. And I got down quickly, and I was, people screaming, "Get down, get down." It was the whole thing was just crazy. And it's hard to believe a year is up, and here we are. And a lot of things have happened since then, including the presidency. So, I have an obligation to do a good job, I feel, because I was really saved. I was really saved by somebody very special. People that are shooters, I'm not so much of a shooter, but people that were shooters say it's almost impossible that was a miss. I mean, it was a hit, but it was a miss. Although I do get that throbbing feeling every once in a while.
Is that right?
Yeah, a little bit. No, I owe a lot, and I hope the reason I was saved was to save our country. We had a country that was, I don't say dead because it's too strong, but we had a country that was really very close to being finished, in my opinion. And now we have the hottest country in the world. That's why I'm so saddened by this. But, it's one of those things, those tragic things that happen. But we had a country that was dead. It was dead. It was really in deep trouble. I was with world leaders, and they said, a year ago your country was dead, and now you have the hottest country in the world. And it sounds rough initially, but, the second part of that statement is true. We have the hottest stock market. We have financially, everyone's going to be in great shape. And we've done a good job. So maybe the reason that I'm here after Butler, maybe that was part of the reason. We've worked hard. We don't take big vacations. If we take 10 minutes off, it seems like a lot. I think we've accomplished a lot in a short period of time. But being here was very important.
It's natural. It happens after a tragedy like this that the blame game begins. Right. And almost immediately, people were trying to blame your government, trying to blame DOGE cuts, trying to blame the National Weather Service. We have done the facts. We have reported the truth. The National Weather Service seems to have done an exemplary job.
They did.
DOGE seemed to have had no effect. But what would you say to those that are looking to blame politics for what just happened here?
Well, these are people that have taken a pounding, a beating. They've lost their confidence. They've lost their way. It happens anytime there's anything. It's Trump's fault. You could have something happen on the other side of the country that had nothing to do with us, that had to do with them, actually. And they'll say, it's Trump's fault. It's just like a soundbite. You see it. It comes over to the fake news or the news, but the fake news oftentimes. And with the weather service here, if they were actually well-stocked, more than normal, they actually gave a lot of warnings. And the problem with the warnings, it was 1 o'clock in the morning or it was late in the evening, and it happened so fast. And it's easy to say the state or the local area, the city, whatever, but and it's easy to blame the federal government, but the money was tremendous. Everything was there, and they did a really good job. They actually had warnings the day before that there was going to be something, and they then had the warnings very shortly, right before the event, right before this horrible, tragic event. The other thing, the people worked, and they just reacted so well. I just met some of the first responders, the sheriff's office. I met them all. And they are unbelievable. They acted so quickly. So this is just something that happens. It's a tragedy. It's a horrible thing. But really, and you look at something, whether it's maybe an alarm system, a massive alarm system, there's something maybe can be done. That was the first thing came to mind when you hear a bad weather forecast, you hear alarms. Now, I've never heard of that system being put up. You start thinking about it, though, maybe that would be something appropriate, but if an alarm went off at 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe that would have been something that would have been good. But I want them to look for everything anyway. But this was a case where the Weather Service really supposedly did a very good job. Plus, they had more people than they would normally have. They actually had it was very well stocked. Their warnings were early and consistent, and they kept getting more dire. Actually, they called it right. But it was, boy, it's a tough thing to watch.
Well, I'm glad to hear that what you're hearing from people here in Kerrville, in Kerr County, is a spirit to rebuild,
Tremendous.
to come back. What commitment can you give from the federal government to help us rebuild here in Texas?
Well, we've already given the governor unlimited within minutes, and we spoke with your congressman and congresswomen, and we've given them max. We've maxed out, and we'll continue to max out. And I just told the group we're going to help them throughout the process. They want to help and they want to rebuild. And you know, the billions of dollars that this country gives away for things that they shouldn't be doing. And this is not billions of dollars. This is a relatively small amount of money, but it's a lot of love. It's a lot of love and a lot of heart. And so we're going to stay involved. And I told Chip, I told some of the people that we're going to stay involved very much. Brian Babbitt's involved also. He's right down the road, congressman. And we have some great people, some great political people here. I flew out with a plane, load of them, your 2 senators and a number of Congress people, and they wanted to be here, and I wanted to be here, and I'm glad I did. And I learned something. I learned the love that they have. It's amazing when you lose your daughter and you're talking about we're going to rebuild this town. It's pretty tough to do.
Again, it means a lot that you're here. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.